Okay, here I am again, look like crap. Me and makeup don't get along too well, so I have a tendency to not wear it, but I mean, I don't think I'm pretty. I think I'm fat and ugly, but it's part of what these vlogs are for, to try to get me over that, I guess. I've got to learn to accept myself as I am, past and all, looks and all, weight and all. I did lose 80 pounds though, so it's not like I haven't been trying. But that's not why I'm doing this today. The reason I'm doing this, to kind of tell a little bit of my story. That night in particular, March 2nd, 2011, I absolutely have no memory at all of it. I woke up in ICU, and I was like, oh crap, the maid found me. I actually asked the nurse, I said, can I have the phone so I can call my grandma and make sure the kids got off the bus okay, because they rode the bus home from school to her house because of my work schedule, because I couldn't go and pick them up at the bus stop at our house. It wasn't guaranteed, but grandma was always there, so she could. And I thought they were at grandma's. I really did. I don't remember them being there at all. I don't remember any of it. I do remember writing the note, but I'd written that. It was a rough draft. I was the weekend before everything happened. But there's about a 2 to 3 day span there that I don't remember a thing. And that was the Ambien. The Ambien has amnesiac effects. It's retrograde amnesia. There's not much of a chance I'll ever remember it. And I was in shock. I was being arrested. I asked her, why are you arresting me? She said, you know what you did. I didn't. I was taken to the county jail and still not told why I was arrested. My uncle, who was working at the jail at the time, asked me, what are you doing here? I told him, apparently it's illegal to kill yourself in the state of Oklahoma. Because I thought that I'd taken the kids to school. That was the plan. I was going to take the kids to school. I was going to go back to the hotel. I was going to take every Ambien I had, because I felt like there was something with the brain trauma, with the car accident. I would never be okay. I never had any idea that it was the medications I was on. And I was so paranoid. I was hearing voices. I was seeing things. All symptoms of psychotic reaction. And I had gone to my neurologist in Lawton. I'd told her these things back the October, November before. She dismissed them, claimed I just needed another spinal tap, and that my ex-husband had been harassing me, it would be okay. Never suggested I go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anybody. Just kept writing the prescriptions for the Ambien and everything. Never even considered that it could have been the Ambien, because I'd been on it for almost 2 years. But having done the research I have, having nurses at OFC that helped me do the research, we looked it up, and you can have a psychotic reaction due to zolpidem tartrate therapy, which is the long-term use of Ambien. I never should have been on it. I do have PTSD from a lot of things in my past. I couldn't sleep because of the PTSD. I needed therapy, but I guess I didn't have time for it. I didn't, because I was raising the kids. I was struggling. I was struggling so much, and I was in pain. I thought it was a burden on my family, my grandmother, my children, my mother. I was tired of fighting with Warren. I was so tired of fighting with Warren, and I didn't want to be this burden anymore. I thought there was something so irrevocably wrong with me because of the car accident that there was no way to fix it. So I had planned on going back to the hotel after I took the kids to school, taking all the Ambien, and ending everybody's pain. That's not what happened, apparently, because after I was put in jail. Stayed the night there. I still don't remember a whole lot. Bits and pieces. Seems like the more shocking stuff stands out. Took me to arraignment in Judge Bauer's courtroom. He asked everybody, Mr. or Mrs. this, that, do you understand your charges? He got to me, he said, Rebecca, do you understand your charges? I looked at that paper, and I'd been sitting there for a good 2 minutes while I was talking to everybody else and saying, there's no way. There is no way. There is no way. This isn't me. I couldn't have done this. I don't remember. He got to me, and I said, there's no way. I don't even remember. I was crying. And so he stayed everything until I could get a court-appointed attorney. I had a lot of struggles throughout that whole jail time. The biggest one was waking up every morning, trying to go to sleep every night, being told what had happened to my kids, not remembering a thing about it. Not knowing a thing, not knowing anything that was going on. I mean, Grandma told me they were okay, but I was in so much disbelief and shock. And, oh God, I can't tell you what it's like. I've read the news stories, I've read some of the comments, I had people tell me, there is nothing you could say to me or about me that I haven't said to or about myself. There is not 1 ounce of punishment. There are no words that could hurt me worse than I've hurt myself. Mark Twain said something about he didn't believe in a hell. He didn't believe there should be a hell because we punish ourselves for our own sins. I honestly didn't care. I didn't care about living after that. I got through it. A lot of it, the only reason I even tried was because of my mom and my grandmother. For a long while there. I was on all those meds, and I struggled through it. And that was one of the hardest years of my life. Wasn't a whole lot better at first when I got to OFC either, but I found my swing. I got into it. After living in disbelief and unimaginable it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine reading those articles. I had asked my court-appointed attorney, Marvin Quinn, which, by the way, that man is awesome. Thank you, Marvin. I really appreciate everything you did for me. But I asked him, I wanted to know what happened, and he gave me the police report. And I can't tell you how many years I sat there and pored over it. Saw that 18 times the Ambien or zolpidem tartrate was in that 5-page report. I saw what my son said to the police. I read the whole story. And I still can't fathom that that was me. Because it wasn't me. That's why I became in GRI. Mr. Quinn came up to me once he got my case. He sat next to me and goes, "You have no idea what you were doing, did you?" And I said, "I don't even remember it." He left me for about 10, 20 minutes. At this point, they were offering 40 years on the charges, child abuse by injury. He came back after the first time he'd read the report, first time he ever talked to the DA, because he was a different court-appointed attorney, and that's a whole other struggle and story. Came back and said, the best thing to do in this case, the best outcome that we could have in trial would be in GRI plea. That way your children would not have to go through the trial and being questioned. And that was the biggest thing for me when he said that. I said, yes. I wouldn't be signing a paper saying that I intentionally did this, because I didn't. I would never hurt my children. I beat myself up every day over the fact that I did, but I never under my own power would have hurt them. You've got to understand. When somebody's in psychosis, you have no idea. I mean, I've read the reports about the woman that had ran into the homecoming parade crowd. And a lot of what she's saying, it really struck home to me. Because it's a lot of what people were saying I was saying, kind of. It's, me telling the kids that would be with Jesus, or I don't even remember saying that, but that kind of struck me. Because I can see what kind of psychosis she's in, and you guys may judge her all you want to right now, but unless you've been in that state, there's no way for any of you to understand exactly what it's like. And I do pray she does get into your eye, because she needs it. She deserves it. She deserves to get treatment. She deserves to get help. She, from what I've read, doesn't seem to be somebody that would have done this intentionally. But she was in a state of psychosis, is what you guys have to understand. I never thought this could happen to me. But it did. And I am determined to help others because of it. And I'm determined to turn this horrible experience into something that is beautiful. Something that can help people. But I will talk about the rest of it another time, because this is already too long. Bye.